Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video, coming to you with a sad story out of Gaza at the moment. We've often heard in the news this last few months about how Hamas has been terrorizing the Jewish people. Not only did they kill 1,200 people by ripping the heads of 40 babies, cutting the breasts of women, sexually abusing them multiple times, and then shooting them in the very place that they took the pleasure, which is absolutely abhorrent and disgusting. And then after that terror, they took over 350 people captive and are still holding today about 135 people in all sorts of terroristic ways. They came in to rob, to kill, to steal, and to destroy. But God, in His awesome power, has come to give them life, liberty, faith, blessing. Where the enemy comes in like a flood, God raises up a standard against it. But it is really disgusting whenever you hear about how Hamas, being Muslims, have come in and done the very opposite of what the Quran teaches. But then you hear a story like that is totally wrong, and no more wrong than what happened to Israel. But whenever they're doing it to their own people, it sort of gets to be abhorrent. And what am I talking about? Hamas terrorists handcuffed an elderly Gazan woman in an abandoned house, hoping to lure the IDF in an ambush. But what happened was they forgot that the woman was there. Was it Hamas who came and released the woman's handcuffs? And her hands were that swelled with the handcuffs and bruised that while the IDF soldiers were taking the handcuffs off, the woman was in agony, quite rightfully. She was also dehydrated and in quite a lot of pain. Now, whenever they treat their own people like that, to lure the IDF in like they're going to create an ambush only to forget that the poor woman was there in the first place, and their genocidal thinking. It's just it's just terrible that these kinds of things are going on. They're not only teaching the youth how to kill, but they must have no respect for their elderly when they would treat them as pawns in this so-called holy war. It seems that in Gaza there is no laws that that they live by. But that's why we have to be better. That's why the IDF has to be better, because we don't want to lower ourselves to their level. Not only do they tie elderly women to the bed with handcuffs, but they abuse their women by making them cover their heads from head to toe. Then they don't have respect for their youth because they teach them that the only right and good cause is for them to be jihad soldiers and to become martyrs for the cause of Allah. Then they say that you can tell a people by how they treat their animals. And on October 7th, it wasn't only Israeli men, women, and children that got the ire of Hamas, but it was their pets. They shot dogs in the head and broke their legs. Things that would be deplorable to any other good people. But as a woman who was held captive by Hamas said these words, that there is no innocent in Gaza. They're all complicit. The amount of Mein Kampf books, which was Hitler's document of murder and his own form of jihad. But that's why they've been able to do these abhorrent acts, is because they idolize people like Adolf Hitler, who terrorized and murdered the Jews beforehand, but only because he was fearful of how good the Jews were. And no matter what they put their hand to, it prospers. You see, just because the Jews go by laws, they not only have the Ten Commandments, but they have the 316 laws that they go by. And they follow each one of them meticulously. But these evil and murderous people who are described as the new Nazis will fall by the wayside. They will not prosper in the things they sent out, because God is on Israel's side and he fights for them as in the day of battle. He said he would never leave them or forsake them. He says that even if the sun, the moon, and the stars were taken out of its orbit, that is the only way that I would ever reject my people Israel, because he has made promises to them and to all those who would stand with them. He says, I will bless you who blesses Israel, and I will curse you who curses Israel. And in you, Israel, all the families of the earth will be blessed. Shalom, Maranatha, Hallelujah.